moderate consumption is different from excessive consumption. We are happy to support some degree of economic activity, but which is largely different from massive purchase or massive economic activity. The second of all, contradiction of the other side of the house is they somewhat support regulation, but the more you support regulation, the less consumeristic society would be. Thereby, they principally support our standard, our policy we would like to support. Thereby, they haven't any shown the standard for differentiation of what kind of regulation would be appropriate and what kind of regulation would be not appropriate. Thereby, we fundamentally principally support the regulation. In order to support the regulation, we need to accumulate the political will to actually enforce the legislation and the regulation that is more likely to happen under our paradigm rather than consumeristic society. 2 points of clash points. Number one, the rebuttals to every single material from the other side of the house. Second of all, who is benefited and who's expensive. Number one, that every single rebuttal to every single case. My partner fundamentally annihilated Hirohito, but I would like further assassinated him. Number one, about the point about economic, right? The premise of the other side of the house is somewhat trickled down magically, quite ambiguously happens on the other side of the house. This is largely factually incorrect. Number one, there's no commercial incentive for corporation and CEO to radically increase the salary of workers in the first place. Yes, they are able to accommodate the money within corporation or corporate bank account, but which is largely different to magically increase the salary and bonuses of the workers. Even if some corporations, large multinational corporations are able to do that to some degree, but vast majority of small and medium-sized corporations are structurally incapable of doing that. But number two, even if they accommodate money, they were likely to invest money onto the innovation and the improvement of products rather than spending their money upon the worker's salary, right? But number three, right? They need to understand the structural disparity between white-collar jobs and the blue-collar job. Because the current financial structure, the white-collar corporations are able to expand the profit by financial investment. They can structurally suck the money. On the other hand, the blue-collar industry, like the manual labor and factories, are structurally incapable of accommodating money, as well as large multinational corporation and white-collar industry. Thereby, trickle-down effect is never likely to happen on their product. But more than that, the fundamental premise of the other side of the house is somewhat state can enforce tax regulation under their side of the house. That's why state is able to gain more tax revenue when the economy gets expanded. No. That's not likely to happen under their product. Because when the consumeristic society is supported by the democratic public, there's no democratic political will to support the political parties advocating for enforcement of taxation. That's why, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, in mass consumerist country, the public actually supports mass consumerism. Thereby, it's hard to enforce more consumption tax or more corporate tax. More than that, the corporations are likely to resort to lobbying activity in order to prevent the legislative committee from passing the regulation or legislation under their paradigm, where consumerism is supported. Because corporations as the public are on the side of a corporation producing products rather than the side of the government. Thereby, their premise about the taxation is fundamentally incorrect. More than that, they say competition, right? Our paradigm, competition will never occur. That's fundamentally lie. And even under our paradigm, there's still commercial incentive for corporations to seek out the profits. Mr. Speaker, the difference between their side of the house and our side of the house is there's no game theory. Under their side of the house, because of the unlimited, unfettered mass consumption competition, there will be excessive competition, right? We have more healthier competition to the minimum level on our side of the house. More than that, even under their paradigm, the monopoly is likely to happen. That's why the price for some medicines are exorbitantly expensive, because large multinational pharmaceutical corporations like Pfizer or GlaxoSmithKline construction monopolize the market. Therefore, we don't expect the perfect competition under their paradigm too. More than that, the premise for the competition is that it is sustainable. When the resource is zero-sum, like a resource extraction corporation, the corporation is not likely to last for 3 decades from now on. Then the competition is a fragile concept in the first place. More than that, no thank you. The necessity for the consumerism explained by the other side of the house is predicated upon the current framework of value judgment. The reason why people believe they need to buy products is because the narrative upon the supremacy of consumerism is predominant in society. Because the narrative is fundamentally different, we can change the paradigm shift on the side of the house. Because people no longer think or believe that they need products in the first place. People no longer think that they want iPhone 7 in the first place. Junko.
So under our paradigm, poor can have a dream because they have an American dream. They can be rich. How under your paradigm those poor can be rich, economically successful? Thank you.
Number one, American dream is happening at the expense of hundreds of thousands of poor people in the United States of America and the workers in a sweatshop in a developing country. Thereby, American dream is for the limited number of privileged people who only have access to tertiary education in the first place. Second of all, they say there's a limitation about the purchase. People are rational enough because they understand to what extent they can buy. That's fundamentally incorrect. Due to the credit card, due to the advertisement, you need to understand the structure of a value economy. People are structurally incapable of making fair utilitarian calculations and what kind of products they buy due to the structure of the economy and credit cards. More than that, they say environmental problem still remains on our side of the house. The difference is, on our side of the house, it will be harder to enforce regulation and legislation because we have political will to support those political parties under the circumstances in which consumerism is no longer believed to be the fundamental value for the society. Thereby, it is exclusively different. Finally, about the Junko's argument about the connection and necessity for international trade and exchange of transaction, that's not exclusive argument from their side of the house. Because even on our side of the house, this kind of exchange of transactions is likely to happen. Because no country is perfect at producing every single product. Some countries are better at producing agriculture. Some countries are better at producing wine, right? This is like explained by some economics in the past. Therefore, even on our side of the house, the minimum rudimentary level of international transaction is likely to happen. Finally, who is benefit and whose expenses? You need to realize the benefit is explained by the rest of the house is provided for a limited number of people. They are sacrificing the most vulnerable people. That's not fair trade-off in the first place. For the advanced country, they are boosting economy at the expense of sweatshop in other country. The only rebuttal from that side of the house is child labor is regulated, right? This kind of regulation is even more likely to happen when public support our paradigm. More than that, there's a gray zone sweatshop, which is not like illegal, but still problematic. We are happy to regulate that. But more than that, even among advanced countries, only those who have purchasing power, like rich people or men, are able to purchase products, rather than minority or African American community who have less purchase power. Thereby, their benefit is only for the limited number of purchased people. Rather, thereby we are happy to support our side of the house. Thank you.